Hi Libra, welcome into your weekly read for the week of July 24th to the 30th, 2023. I hope you're doing amazing. We're going to begin and pull from the Pure Magic Oracle deck, but I was getting several different channeled messages for you before beginning the reading, but one stood out to me, and that was you won't know until you try. Now this could obviously come through differently for everybody. This may be more future oriented, something you're looking forward to, thinking about, considering. Might be smaller for some throughout this day. It might be in regards to, okay, I'm hearing asking somebody out, communication potentially. But let's begin for my lovely Librans. Libra for this upcoming week. For Libra. There's part of you that's dissatisfied with your life as a whole or a situation, how something's proceeding. It could be even more so occurrences or one in particular. Could be on more than one level for you. And this is taking a highlight throughout the week as a reminder that you do deserve better, or you deserve an adjustment, a change. Something needs to change. I do feel as if Spirit is keeping your perspective healthy to an extent, but then adjusting it negatively at certain other points. I feel like you need to just kind of stay in the driver's seat, or do your best to do so. It feels like you're being reminded of what the future entails, or informed of which. Bear with me as I struggle to speak for Libra. We have the Gnomes card, humanity, friendship, hard work, and little visions. Now, I feel like a vision that's small for you, right? Even if it's coming to be throughout this specific week or surrounding it, it will grow, become large as you gain illumination, or you gain clarity, right? It will expand and you'll start to see the bigger picture. And that vision, that dream, if you will be become more so reality. Beautiful as you get closer to it. But there's a focus on your home life, your comfort. I'm hearing all smoke and mirrors, whatever that is for you. Little doors will become big doors is now what I'm hearing, and will lead to other ones. But I just feel as if, now I'm hearing the word opportunities. It's a very hardworking week for you, where I feel like that's going to naturally look differently for everybody. It doesn't mean you're working a million hours at your job or for your business, or both. I mean, you could be, of course, like myself, but that could be you taking care of business otherwise in your life, helping people, strategizing, putting an effort towards making things more ideal for you in your life, cleaning up tasks. It feels like you might be embodying a bit of a busybody kind of energy throughout the week. It feels rewarding to an extent, but then at other times it's like the wear and tear on your body, your mental state, potentially your emotions, feeling a little bit exhausted for a lot. But wanting people to just simply be nicer is also the vibe. You might be reminded of a moment when you were not so nice yourself, or it might be a moment throughout the week, regardless of how or why that comes to be. A bit of checking yourself coming to be, or Spirit checking you. All right, let's maintain or bring back that kind Libra nature. Doesn't mean you can't be your feisty, passionate Libran self, but it doesn't cost anything to be kind. That's a reminder. Anyways, ancestors as well, because you got two of these: family, survival, death, and worship. You might find that family comes into play, takes a highlight throughout the week, whether it's blood related or it could be a soul tribe. Friends and whatnot. Could be people kind of embodying or just more creating and continuing a family vibe in a work situation, even if you don't feel like you're necessarily part of that family or viewing it in that way. It's coming to be, I feel like for some, in more than one way throughout the week, more than one situation. When somebody reaches out to you, there's a reason. When somebody asks you a question, even if you don't have the answer, there's a reason. It makes you feel important. It makes something else come to mind, or pushes you to find the answer even if you don't know it, or it reminds you of the answer that you already have. But I just feel like you want something to come to an end, or you want something to be put to rest, with the death part of this card. Worship. I feel like you want to be worshipped or you are. One or the other. And take that to an extent that applies to your situation. Doesn't necessarily mean worshiping the ground that you walk on, right? Like bowing down to Libra. Don't take it to that extent. But I do feel like you want to be appreciated. You want to be honored, respected. You want to, for some, be famous. You want to see something blow up in a positive way. But I do feel like the week talks about your third eye being opening and seeing and realizing more than meets the eye, more than people realize. And I feel like it's a week where you're going to need to remember something that you realized a while ago. It was kind of put out of your mind, or it will benefit you in some way, shape, or form. But you're a survivor, Libra, and that's coming into play. It's like when the going gets rough and you think about giving up, but you don't, there's a huge reason why, because you're a survivor, right? Haven't you dealt with worse? Haven't you had a lot less in your life at one point in time, or just several points? It's a week where you're reminded in moments of annoyance, rough patches, right? Working a lot or just getting a lot done, having to overcome this and that, feeling a little bit, again, dissatisfied or disappointed in this and that, or yourself even. You've been through worse, okay? You've been through worse. You're a survivor once again. That's a huge, huge fact that's coming to be in your mind, your awareness. But there will become a time where there's going to be several final goodbyes, and I'm really getting people, all right? People, whether say you leave a job and it's a final goodbye, I'm moving, or I'm going to another job. It could be in regards to leaving a specific location, like a living situation, or, you know, you are, it just feels like there's some temporary people in your life that Spirit's saying, you might want to enjoy their presence while the time comes to be. It could even be someone else leaving a situation or moving away. But I feel like there's a huge focus on a multitude of levels on releasing this and that. Let's continue and pull some tarot for my lovely Librans to continue. I'm hearing the word lovely, but it was kind of in a lovely, like that's not ideal, or just thanks. Okay, moving on. The Eight of Wands, that's also talking about your week, moving on, thinking about moving on in the future in one, if not multiple ways, to a new situation, new levels of success, new comfort. But there are going to be moments where you accomplish something. All right, moving on. Something happens that you don't approve of, like, or is feeling maybe annoying. Moving on, right? Don't sit in it. Don't focus on it. Don't allow for it to affect you in one, if not multiple ways, negatively. You're in the driver's seat. Don't forget that. But the Eight of Wands talking about how it could be a bit of a fast-paced week, a lot coming towards you, a lot spitting out of you. You could be very predictive in nature, like myself, spoken through by Spirit, where it's like, boom, 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 the messages are coming through. It could be you just having to bounce around, accomplishing things once again, and speaking a lot. Speaking a lot. You're a bit of a, they're saying chatterbox, okay? Okay, chatty Sally is what I just heard. But I feel like all the meanwhile, when you're speaking, it doesn't feel like emptiness, right? It feels like, even when it's a lot, like in my readings, everything seems purposeful or just on point and potentially very helpful for a lot. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It just feels like you can't really keep your focus on one person, one conversation, situation, accomplishment for too long. It's like, on to the next. Got to check this now off my to-do list. Got to prioritize, multitask. I have to shift on over, migrate to another situation. I have to pick this up, run this errand. You know what I'm talking about. Let it grow, and it will show. Okay. I feel like there could be some rhyming throughout the week. Very interesting. I sense that you're blossoming in a situation that isn't perfect for you. I feel like you are remembering why you like to work in a specific field, why something's good for you, even though it has its negative impacts on you. I feel like it reminds me of me serving. I do, at certain points, glow and thrive when I'm running around like a chicken without a head, getting people their food and drinks and cashing people out, overcoming obstacles and helping other servers and whatnot. But it does, especially now that I'm in my 30s, I've been thinking about this, it wears on me physically and at times mentally, emotionally, and it can be very, very difficult. A lot of people don't realize what that kind of position entails, especially in a very busy location. But apply it to your situation. I feel like there's the pros and the cons, but it's about how you allow for yourself to remember why you started something, why you have something in your life, and how the pros in your mind, your awareness throughout the week as you proceed, should be outweighing the negatives, the cons, okay? It's different. It's very different from what you once had, and I feel like this is potentially an adjustment period for you, or you just need to kind of accept it, roll with it, adjust, adapt. But I feel like all the meanwhile, there's a lot more ahead that feels more comfortable and ideal for you, and potentially, I want to say for some, very career-oriented, work-oriented, less work for more money. You deserve that. You deserve that. When something grows for a lot drawn to the reading, you'll live a more ideal lifestyle for yourself, but then other things will change. But I feel like that's also the vibe. It's a week where you're thinking about change, right? And you can't help but remember what you deserve, what you desire, and even potentially what you went through. But just keep in mind that everything happens when it's meant to. Everything also happens for a reason. I have that tattooed on my chest. Everything happens for a reason. Last two cards before we wrap this up for you, Libra. The Two of Swords and the King of Cups and the Six of frickin' Pentacles. There's money coming in this week, all right? There's abundance in more than one form. I feel like people are paying attention to you, even if you don't realize this in the moment. Eyes peeled upon you, attention. The universe granting you an opportunity here or there, or several times throughout the week to make more because you have a goal in mind, because you deserve to have more, right? It's your time to shine. Even if you're feeling kind of burnt out, a bit rough around the edges and struggling at certain points, so be it. Again, you're busy. Nobody's perfect. But I feel like somebody is jealous around you. The Two of Swords, or maybe at a distance. The Two of Swords because you don't fully get it yet, or you don't really fully see what you're meant to at the right time moving forward. And I just feel like there are some chatty Cathys is now coming through, chatty Cathys around you, in some noise affecting you, energy affecting you, spirit affecting you. Feeling very much affected throughout the week, but don't let it get the best of you. At times, you won't even realize how you are efficiently coping with and overcoming in the moment because, again, you've been through it and you have gained the ability to cope and overcome without even realizing it, doing it kind of like secondhand nature, right? Thinking about something in the back of your head is now what I'm getting, but the peaceful moments throughout the week feel very refreshing. Last week's reading, which wasn't very popular in views, surprisingly, was about your peaceful energy and having a glow, but needing to prioritize what helps you shine more. Again, it's a time for you to shine, and Spirit's saying, even if gaining this money, this abundance in more than one form doesn't feel peaceful in the moment, you can do your best to feel peaceful within. But at the very least, there's going to be several moments or one big moment of peaceful energy for you to enjoy, to recover even after the fact. Does that make sense? It's like you work your day, it might feel stressful, a bit rough in energy, obstacles once again, but then you get to rest and recover. It just feels like there's a reminder to keep that Libran crown on throughout the week as you do what you gotta do, as you make your way closer to a dream, a goal, a wish, a better life for you. And relax when you can, all right? But again, it feels like a very hardworking week for you where you're doing what you have to do. And I feel the need to remind you before we wrap this up once again, Libra, you're a survivor. You've dealt with worse, and you're going to get to where you're meant to. You're going to accomplish what you're meant to when the time is right. Okay? So I hope this was truly helpful. Go enjoy your week, Libra, and I'll see you next time.